Hello, 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 everybody. How are you today? I hope you're having a great day. And thank you so much for joining me here at the One of a Kind virtual show. I'm joining you from Indiana, but as I understand, Brian and the crew are up in Massachusetts. Shout out to the Massachusetts crew for bringing it on live today. And to me, that's always kind of exciting whenever they're out at a show. We kind of get to see what's going on at the show and at the crop and the classes there. I'm always excited about that. And I think there's another one coming up too in Schaumburg. So if you're in the Chicagoland area and you haven't signed up yet, make sure that you sign up for the Chicagoland show because I think that's going to be really good. Now, I'll give folks a couple of minutes to join in. Like I said before, my name is Ken Oliver from Ken Oliver Crafts. And today we're making a glittery pumpkin tag. This is so cool. You're going to love making this. It's super fun and some good techniques and something that's a little bit magical because we're going to combine this new Stardust butter from the Crafters Workshop along with embossing powders to get a really nice embossed, glittery technique for this tag. Now, you can use this as a tag for Halloween or Thanksgiving. I intentionally made it kind of so that it would last a little bit longer. You can start using it now, but it would actually go on through the season of Thanksgiving because it doesn't overtly say Happy Halloween, and there aren't scary jack-o'-lanterns or anything like that, no booze. And so it will last you through like the season. And the other thing that's cool about this, it can be a Halloween tag, or you can also use it as a door hanger. You know, like sometimes people put like little decor pieces like on their doorknobs at this time of year. So that would also be cute as a door hanger. So that's what we've got going on. That's my class today. And as people are joining in and getting their class kits together, I would like to just take a minute to kind of go over some of the extra tools and things that you might want to have on hand whenever we're doing our class today. And the first thing I always like to have on hand or nearby is a stencil bath. And that's basically just a little pan of water that we're going to throw our stencil in when we get done using it with the mediums. So that way it'll stay nice and clean. You'll also want to have your pumpkin stacked stencil. This is slimline stacked pumpkins from the Crafters Workshop. You want to have your 2 pieces of cardstock that came with your kit. You'll also want to have this mixed media board is the base of the tag, and have your yummy, delicious Stardust butter ready and available, and also a palette knife. 2 jars of those embossing powders. One is orange and one is Emerald City. I can't remember the exact, is it orange sickle or orange crush or something, but it's orange, you'll know it. And then I'm also going to use a heat tool. You want to have a heat tool on hand. Warm up a glue gun if you have one. Again, this is not necessary, but it's optional. And have some adhesive. I'm going to be using Scotch 3M adhesive tape for what I need on that. And then I'm going to have a crocodile handy so I can punch a hole in the top, and your burlap ribbon. So I'm going to turn my camera down and get started. Oh, I'm excited. I love this time of year, of course. And hey, thank you guys for joining in. I'm super excited to see so many people and so many faces here. So I'm going to turn this down. There we go. I want you to be able to see. And I'll go ahead and tell you right now, like, my light might not be all that good because it is gorgeous here today. And I've got my studio lights on, but I also have the curtains thrown open on the window and the windows open. So it is a gorgeous day, and my light looks a little bit funny because I have my windows open. Okay, so to get started, The first thing we're going to do is we're going to prepare our base. Okay, and to prepare the base, we want to take this mixed media board and we're going to glue these 2 pieces of cardstock to the front and to the back. And I'm going to use tape runner to do that. It's probably the easiest way to do it. You could use liquid adhesive if you want to, but this is the fastest way, and it'll ensure that our cardstock is stuck to the mixed media board really, really well. And I want to get this perfectly lined up. We went ahead and cut those for you so they'd be the exact size of the mixed media board. Perfect. And same thing here. We're going to glue this on the back. I'm going to put, you know, I probably should have put it on my cardstock because I'd be able to move it around a little bit better, but such is life. Dun, 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 dun. And that looks wonderful. Now, what you have basically is a really nice tag that is front side, both sides black. So it looks awesome. And I'm going to check to see. I thought I had all my messages turned off. It could be somebody telling me I'm not on or something. Or sorry about that. I always try to like kind of keep an eye on it because I'm a one-man show here, and if I'm not on or if something happens to my video, like sometimes people will start messaging me. So we've got that first part completed. Now we're going to apply this beautiful stencil design with our stacked pumpkin stencil. So get out your stencil. I'll give you just a minute to get that out and get that lined up on top of your tag, and make sure that it's straight. And also it's fine to position it close to the bottom and leave a little bit of space up here because we're going to want some space up here for our bow and for a little hole to so we could tie this on. So position that in place. And if you want to, you could tape it down. I've got a little bit of tape here, so I'll put a piece of tape on it. I'm excited. You know, the other thing that's so cool is up until 2 days ago, it was hot as a biscuit here where I live. And I mean, 2 days ago, it was 100 degrees. And then like all of a sudden fall came, and then the next day it was like 70 for the high. So like all of a sudden, like it's fall, and I am so thrilled about that because I love the cooler weather. So now we're going to get out this Stardust butter, and this is new from the Crafters Workshop. Basically, you've tried all of the stencil butters before, and they're beautiful and creamy and dreamy. And this is a game changer. This is kind of like being able to apply like a glittery coating, but it's so smooth. It's like butter. And it's really fun too because it's like all of that stencil-y or stardust is in a suspension in this creamy, dreamy butter. So I always like to stir this up before I use it. So I've got that stirred up with my palette knife, and I'm going to take a bit of this, and I'm just going to start sliding it across my my pumpkin stencil. And when you're doing this, hold your knife at about a 45-degree angle, and then just glide it over. Don't push really hard. Just let the knife do the work, and it'll be perfect. Just hold it so that the edge is about 45 degrees to the surface, and then just slide, and you'll get a perfect stencil every time. dun, 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 dun. I'm going to put my extra back in my container because I don't want to waste an ounce or a gram of that beautiful Stardust butter because it's so pretty. And with Christmas coming up, oh my, you're going to want to be able to like use that on everything you do because it's kind of like, it's being able to like have stickles in a spreadable form. It's kind of like that. Now I'm going to take off my tape and lift up my stencil, and you'll see that gorgeous stenciled image. And at the same time, I just put my stencil in my water bath. And I will say this, that in case my internet connection gets lost, I'll just start another video right here on the One of a Kind page. My internet connection has been a little bit odd lately, and I'm not sure why, but it has. So that's my plan. And now I'm going to take a piece of, copy paper and just lay my stencil under my image under the copy paper underneath my tag. And then we're going to sprinkle on some embossing powder. First, we're going to start with an orange, and I'm going to sprinkle that just from the jar onto my pumpkin. And I'm going to be really careful not to get any on the green, on the swirls, because we're going to do those with the green. And this takes a little bit of time and a little bit of effort, but it is going to be so worth it. That would be my dog. His name is Baxter. Hey, buddy. Everyone knows you're here. It would be time to... We live in a really busy area that there's a walking trail in front of our house. And there are people going by all the time. 1,000 people pass by my door a day. And Baxter hears all of them. So now that I've got that on the orange, on the pumpkin part, I'm going to just lightly move that around. And I'm going to dump this, but I'm going to be very careful to let it all go off, like down the stencil, so I don't get on my green area. And then I'll put this back into my jar. So my dog is a little bit obnoxious, and I'm sorry that he is barking like a fool. But I gotta tell you, he makes up for it in cuteness. He's an Australian Shepherd. If you follow me on Facebook, you'll know I share pictures of him sometime. And he is just an Australian Shepherd that is just everything an Australian Shepherd should be. He guards the house. He protects me. He protects the neighbors. He protects anything and everything. He tries to herd anything and everything that he can. He herds other dogs. There. Now we've got that. And I'm going to do the same. I'm just going to kind of like be careful to let that go right off like that, so I don't get it mixed over. And I did a little bit, but that's okay. And because sometimes pumpkins have a little bit of green on them, and that's all right. And just to make sure this gets nice, and I'm going to tap it again. Look how cool that looks. Super excited about this. So what we've done basically is covered that stencil butter with embossing powder. And whenever these two get heated and start to play around, it is some Halloween magic, because they're going to bubble up a little bit and they're going to do their thing. The Stardust butter is going to be really glittery and gold, and the embossing glitter is going to do its thing and emboss and become like a beautiful case of embossed layer on top of that. So, okay. I am, again, just checking to make sure that I'm online and you can see my table. And I love this project. It is a fun little project. So I'm going to grab my heat tool now and start embossing this so that this all starts to like, you know, that special magic whenever embossing powder starts to work. It's incredible. So this will take a couple of minutes to heat and emboss. And oh, FYI, I do have some kits left. So if you didn't get a kit and you like this class, I can send you one out this week, and you should have it in time to make it so that you can enjoy it for the month of October and into Thanksgiving, because to me this looks like a Thanksgiving tag too. And wouldn't this be pretty, like if you put it on your on a covered dish that you were taking to Thanksgiving, or if you went to a Friendsgiving, you could use it as a tag, like on the dish that you're taking over. I mean, I'm just thinking ahead. And you can see that embossing powder start to do its thing, and you can see the magic of the stardust butter. And I do want to make sure that this is all really well embossed and dry with the heat tool. Oh, you can just see the magic happening when you run the heat tool over the embossing powder. And what happens is the stardust butter actually bubbles up underneath the layer of embossing powder, and it gives you a really, really dimensional embossed layer. Am I the only one who finds it just so mesmerizing whenever the embossing powder does its thing? Seriously, I can get engrossed in that and watch that all day long. I know this is taking a little bit of time, and but it just really does, because you want this to be really dry, and you also want to make sure that it's fully embossed, because this is embossing glitter, and you want to make sure that that's nice and done. I'm going to check it here. Isn't that cute? Let it cool for a second. Looks like we're still live. I don't see any questions, so I'm assuming that all is good. And we'll keep on keeping on here. You know, I should let you know, too, that I'm having a huge sale at CantileverCrafts.com. A lot of 12 by 12 stencils are marked down to 50% off. And I mean, there are, I don't know, lots and lots of stencils that are marked off that much. Plus, then all of the sign stencils are marked at 25% off. You'll get 25% off at checkout. Plus, this is a special deal that I have not advertised, but I'm telling you now. If you order a 12 by 12, if you order 12 by 12 stencils this weekend, I will include a 12 by 12 mixed media board with your 12 by 12 stencil. And that in itself, I think, is a $9.99 value or a $7.99 value. So like that is a great deal. Get a 12-inch stencil. I'm going to throw in a free 12 by 12 mixed media board. So look, this seems like it's nice and dry. I'm going to check it all over. It looks great. And there's, I don't know, can you see like how cool that looks? You've got the embossing powder, which has done its thing and made like a layer of embossed glitter. But then you also have like the Stardust butter underneath it, and it looks so cool. It's really dimensional. Isn't that nice? I hope you like this project because I have had so much fun making it, and I'm having so much fun making it again today. So I really hope that you like it. So the next thing I'm going to do is, just so we can get this out of the way, I'm going to take my crocodile, and this is the oldest crocodile in the history of crafting. This was with Mrs. Noah on the Ark. So I'm going to take my oldest crocodile and I'm going to go through this and make a hole at the top. So if we want to hang it, we could put a piece of string on it. And I want to make that hole about a 1/4 inch from the top. And centered. So now we have a good, nice hole there. Oh, I'm excited about this. So then the next thing we're going to do is create this bow. And I don't know how you have learned to make bows in the past, but we're going to use today the good old rabbit. Does anybody know the rabbit trick? Does anybody know the rabbit trick? Well, if you don't, I'm going to teach you the rabbit trick today. And it's pretty easy. Or they might call it bunny ears. It might be called bunny ears. Who knows the bunny ears? I keep checking my camera because I want to make sure that we're live. Like I said, like sometimes my internet connection is a little bit, I want to say like picky, a little bit cantankerous. So to make the bunny ears, lay your ribbon like this, kind of at a point, like pointing away from you. And then, or if you like, I'll try to do it upside down. Point your ribbon away from you like this. So this is the right way now. And then take this and pull this down. So we make our bunny ears. See our bunny ears? I'm going to have to turn this around to do it toward me. So then we want to grab each of the bunny ears and just put them like this through. So you make a pretty little bow, like so. And we're going to want to trim off any of these little extra strings. If you need to see that again, I'll do it again. And tie it. I'm going to make my bunny ears. You guys would never believe this, but when I was in high school, I had a job like at a garden center on weekends during the holidays, and all I had to do was make bows. And I'm not even kidding. I knew how to make those big fancy bows. And a friend of mine had worked at the garden center, and she told him, like, I know this guy who can make bows. And so I would go in on the weekend and work for like 8 hours and make bows out of like big wide wire edge ribbon, because like they had so many like holiday decorating projects. So I like making bows, and it's easy for me. So I'm going to like make my rabbit ears like so. And I'm going to grab my rabbit ears, and then I'm just going to take those and put them around each other and through each other and tie it. Just pull it right through that little loop that it makes. And then you can straighten it up just by pulling those together like so. And then we're going to cut these to make these with a little bit of a flare, fold your ribbon in half and then cut from the outside corner. Till it makes a peak. Then we get that cool little finishing detail. So fold those so that your corners are together. And then start at the corner and trim up toward the middle at a 45-degree angle. And then you'll make that cool little detail like that. Now, let's see, I'm going to grab my glue gun. And you want to make sure that you've had your glue gun heating all along. I've had mine heating, so it'll be nice and hot. I think you can also use some liquid adhesive for this, but I wanted to use the glue gun just because I know it would be like presto, one and done. But I think you could probably use some art glitter glue because that holds really well, or Eileen's tacky glue would work. Anything like that. I'm just going to put a drop of hot glue right here on my tag. And then affix my bow like so. Now here's another little trick we're going to do. I'm going to move that up just a little bit because I don't want to hide my stem all the way. Dag nabbit, but it's okay. I'm just going to move that up just a little bit because I want you to be able to see a little bit of that stem. And you can still see the hole is there, so that's fine. Now, just to make this ribbon look like really professional, I'm going to pull this in a little bit, pull that in a little bit, and just kind of tighten that loop up just a tiny bit and just kind of shape my ribbon. And then I also want to like glue these in place so that they always look nice and fresh. So I'm going to put a little drop of glue behind there and press that down. Ouch! Glue's hot. And do the same thing on this side. Just want to like put a little drop of glue into there, right behind that, and then press that down so that that stays kind of like, almost like poofy. You know what I mean? It just kind of glues it in place. And then we're going to do the same thing with these little tails. We want them to be in place too. So I'm going to adjust them to where I want them. And I'm going to make a little bit of a ribbon or a little ruffle right there. And then I'm going to put a drop of glue like right underneath that. And it doesn't have to be very much. I mean, when I say a drop, I mean a drop, because you don't want to get too much hot glue because it'll be like a big old mess. So I'm just going to put those kind of in place to make them look like they're just ruffling down the tag, but they'll stay in place this way. And it's one thing that a lot of times like you might not get with a craft lesson or a project is like little tricks like this that will make your craft projects or even your decor projects look beautiful. You know, like if you're going to put like ribbons like this or big bows on your staircase, wire those on with Flora wire, but then go back with a hot glue gun and kind of like glue your tails in place where you want them to be. 9 times out of 10, that hot glue pops right off of a painted surface, and nobody will ever know the difference, and your bows will look fresh all season long. So now we've had a little lesson on bowology. That's going to be a class for now. I'm going to name a class Bowology and teach you how to make ribbons. What do you think? Isn't that cool? I love this project a lot. Now, we've got a few minutes left. So in our time that I've got left, I'm going to remind you about the specials at Ken Oliver Crafts. I have a huge selection of stencils, 6 inches and 12 inches, that are 50% off. And there are lots of different designs that are 50% off, and they're so beautiful. So make sure to check those out. All those designs are 50% off in the 6-inch and the 12-inch. Also, I have a ton of sign stencils that are marked at 25% off. And some of them are even Christmas designs. So Let It Snow, The Snowy Cabin, Sunflowers, marked at 50% or 25% off. So that's a great deal. This weekend, anytime that you order a 12-inch stencil, I'm going to throw in a 12 by 12 mixed media board just for you to use to create something beautiful. And then I don't know if you saw this yesterday, but I did a live yesterday that I just loved. And it was one stencil 3 ways. And the live video is still there. So if you want to go back and watch it, you still could. But this is called Holiday Cardinal. And I showed 3 techniques at Caliber Crafts on Facebook of how to use that one stencil to create 3 very different looking cards. This one is with foil, and the 6x6 stencil is Holiday Cardinal. You'll find that at calibercrafts.com. So that's with foil and tacky when dry. Then this is with that golden Stardust butter, champagne gold, that you already have. And basically on red cardstock and mirror stock. Very easy to do and so elegant. Did you know that red and gold is the best selling, it's the most popular color palette, or the most best selling color palette at Christmas time. So just FYI, that's the best selling color palette for the holidays. And then this one is a little bit more advanced, where I took light and fluffy and then actually colored light and fluffy on top with stencil brushes and other stencil butters. So very, very pretty. All 3 of those are in a video from yesterday at Ken Oliver Crafts on Facebook. So that's what I've got going today. I hope that you've enjoyed my project. I'm going to turn my camera up here. I really had a blast creating this awesome little pumpkin tag that can be used as a tag or as a doorknob hanger, or even a door hanger. You could put that in the center of the door and it would be really cute. In an interior door. This isn't an outdoor project at all, but like super fun and super cute to use. And you know, like there are a lot of youngsters who don't really want to eat candy. Maybe they can't eat candy. They might be diabetic, or maybe they're not allowed. But so like this might also be kind of a fun thing too if you're making a basket of Halloween goodies to include in your basket of Halloween goodies. So that's what I've got today. Thank you so much for letting me be part of the one-of-a-kind virtual show. It's always the highlight of my month, and I hope you enjoy my projects. And shout out to Brian and the gang up in Massachusetts. I hope y'all are enjoying the crop up there. You're doing a bang-up job with keeping this show rolling today. So thanks a lot. Have a great weekend. Bye. Happy crafting. Take care, everybody.